Hello friends, I am Dr. Sudhir Manwadi, working as Assistant Professor in Biotechnology at Government Arts and Science College, Karwar. Here I am going to present the topic biofarming in plants. Biofarming is the use of plants and animals for the production of variety of proteins that are used as drugs, vaccines and diagnostic agents in humans as well as animals. It is also called as molecular farming. For example, plants such as tobacco, maize can be genetically engineered to produce therapeutic proteins, monoclonal antibodies and vaccines to treat cancer, inflammatory diseases and other life-threatening conditions. Now, the biofarming aims to replace very expensive bioreactors by pharma industries for therapeutic proteins. Now, the history of biofarming. In 1982, the first recombinant protein insulin is produced using E. coli bacteria. In 1990, the first plant-derived biopharmaceutical protein was the human serum albumin produced using transgenic tobacco and potato plant. In 2006, world's first licensing of injectable plant-made vaccine for the Newcastle disease in poultry made using tobacco plant, and it is approved in United States. In 2008, manufacturing platform to produce therapeutic biologics and biosimilar versions of approved antibody drugs. In 2012, the first plant cell based enzyme replacement therapy approved by the FDA. In 2014, ZMapp, an experimental drug made from antibodies produced in tobacco plants, is used successfully to treat human patients with Ebola virus. Plants have been used to make medicine for centuries, like in Ayurvedic medicines, herbal medicines, and as nutraceuticals, etc. The advantage of a plant system are the lower cost, quick and unlimited scale process, rapid and high yield production, enhanced safety for the risk of contamination from animal or the other pathogens, and the ability to produce novel and complex molecules that the animal cell culture techniques cannot do that. Here we will discuss some of the biopharmaceuticals in the plant system. For example, human milk proteins, transgenic rice, transgenic rice containing high amount of iron and zinc, transgenic potato, transgenic maize, transgenic vegetables and transgenic tobacco. Human milk proteins are believed to have a multitude of the biological activities benefiting the newborn infant. Such functions include antibacterial and antiviral activities, enhancement of the immune system, and increased nutrient absorption. To date, only breastfed infants have been exposed to these proteins. However, by using genetic engineering, it is now possible to express these proteins in plants such as rice at a very high level. Recombinant human milk proteins can subsequently be added to infant formula and in baby foods. The rice has been as an expression system to express human milk proteins. Till today, the proteins lactoferrin, lysozyme and antitrypsin expressed at very high levels and large scale field trials for several generations for the stability of these transgenic rice varieties are satisfactory. Next example, the transgenic rice, that is the golden rice, is capable of producing carotene, that is provitamin A, in the endosperm, which is a precursor for vitamin A. The golden rice was developed by introducing gene from daffodil and the gene from the bacterium Erwinia iridovora were a rice genome. The genetic manipulation to produce golden rice required the introduction of three genes encoding the enzymes phytoin synthase, carotene desaturase, and lycopene beta cyclase. The combination of these three genes helps plant to produce the enzymes necessary to convert geranyl diphosphate to provitamin A. The pathway of production provitamin A is golden rice shown here. The next example is transgenic rice containing high amount of iron and zinc. Recent survey tells 1 out of the 3 humans suffer from the nutrient deficiencies called hidden hunger. Underprivileged people, including preschool children and women, suffer most from the deficiency diseases and other health related issues. Rice, a staple food, is their source for nutrients, contributing up to 70% of daily calories for more than half of the world's population. Solving hidden hunger through rice biofortification would be a sustainable approach for those people who mainly consume rice. White milled rice grains lose essential nutrients through polishing. Therefore, seed specific higher accumulation of essential nutrient is necessity. Through the method of biofortification, significant increase in iron and zinc with other essential minerals and provitamin A was achieved in rice grain. Many indica and japonica rice cultivars have been biofortified worldwide, being popularly known as high iron rice, low phytate rice, high zinc rice, and high carotase rice. A rice variety was developed to overcome the iron deficiency by introducing the soybean ferritin protein gene in rice genome. The iron deficiency is a major human nutritional disorder in the world. The ferritin protein takes up iron atoms and stores it in a non-toxic form. It releases iron when needed for the metabolic functions. Finally, it led to higher iron and zinc levels in transgenic rice grains. Transgenic potato. The proceedings of the National Academy of Science reports the development of a genetically modified potato rich in protein by a team from the National Institute of Plant Genome Research in close collaboration with the Central Potato Research Institute of India. The genetically modified potato is named Protato, which contains about 60% increase in total protein content by introducing the amaranth albumin 1 gene from edible amaranth plant into 7 commercial varieties of potato. Protein deficiency is the most crucial factor that affects physical growth and development and that increases morbidity and mortality, especially in developing countries. Efforts have been made to improve protein quality and quantity in crop plant but limited success. The development of transgenic potatoes with enhanced nutritive value by tuber specific expression of seed protein, that is AMA1, in 7 genotype backgrounds suitable for cultivation in different agroclimatic regions. Analysis of the transgenic tubers revealed up to 60% increase in total protein content. In addition, the concentration of several essential amino acids were also increased significantly in transgenic tubers. Moreover, the transgenics also exhibited enhanced photosynthetic activity along with the moderate increase in tuber yield. Another variety of potato was raised for the producing antigens of cholera and diarrheal pathogens. Recently, genetically modified potato has been developed which carries the gene for the hepatitis B surface antigen. Transgenic maize. The Sigma company has developed several the components. For example, avidin, which is used for the medical diagnostics and expressed produced from transgenic corn. The beta glucuronidase produced from the E. coli, which is used for the usual marker in research laboratories. Then the trypsin is expressed in transgenic corn. Maize with genes from the 2G12 antibody produce antibodies against the transmission of HIV. Various transgenic maize varieties are also developed capable to produce AIDS antigen. Similarly, some other maize varieties were also developed for higher content of lysine and tryptophan, which are essential amino acids, and for nutritive value equivalent to that of the milk. Next is biopharmaceuticals in vegetables and fruits. Vegetables are considered vital components in achieving nutritional security because they have a shorter maturity cycle, higher productivity, nutritional richness, economic viability, and also provide a valuable source of income leading to improved livelihood. Thus, growth in the vegetable sector has played an important role in India's food and nutritional security, health and economic development. Further, agricultural biotechnology has also become a sustainable approach to combat the storage of food and malnutrition by increasing the productivity. It aims to enhancing or altering proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, vitamins and micronutrient composition. The vegetables, several fruits are used in this aspect. Anthocyanin offer protection against certain cancers, cardiovascular diseases and age-related degenerative diseases. There is evidence that anthocyanin also have anti-inflammatory activity, promote visual acuity and hinder obesity and diabetes. Through metabolic engineering, anthocyanins content has been enriched high amounts 70 to 100 fold in tomato. Various transgenic fruits and vegetables have been developed to produce subunit vaccines against rabies, antigens for AIDS, which can be used to develop antibodies. A tomato have been developed which can cure ulcers and stomach cancers by inhibiting Helicobacter species, which is a type of gram-negative bacteria. These are the sum of the biopharmaceuticals produced in the tomato. Now about the biopharmaceuticals in tobacco. Expression of Norwalk virus capsid protein in transgenic tobacco and potato was studied. Causative agent for acute epidemic gastroenteritis is Norwalk virus. Further, the Ebola antibodies were expressed in tobacco plant to produce therapeutic proteins. Inside a tobacco plant, genes for the desired antibodies are fused to genes for natural tobacco virus. The tobacco plants are then infected with the artificial virus producing antibodies. Then plants are ground up and the antibodies are extracted. In 2005, the first report came which showed that the Ebola virus antibodies could be produced. The antibodies have been since been tested on mice and monkeys. Expression of Ebola antigens are in tobacco has been well achieved. Thus produced Ebola vaccine is under clinical trial. Further, tobacco plant is best choice for transgenics. Genes for the synthesis of human hemoglobin, human collagen and many other have been successfully introduced in the process of development. Recently, a tobacco suspension culture which expressed the human monoclonal antibody against the hepatitis B virus surface antigen, that is HPS-AG, was developed. Here are the some examples of the recombinant proteins which are produced in the host plants. These are the some references used for this presentation. Thank you for watching.